You pack your bags, book the flight, and dream of peace and sunshine. But for some tourists, vacation mode means turning off the brain entirely. These aren't dream getaways, they're full-blown travel disasters. Welcome to Factoland, where every summer trip proves one thing: stupidity travels first class. Number 1. It was June 14th, 2022, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The kind of evening travel influencers dream about. Pink horizon, light breeze, ocean waves breaking just loud enough to sound expensive. 27-year-old Trevor Mills had flown in from Indiana for a long weekend. He told friends he just needed rest. His camera roll told a different story. At 7:42 p.m., hotel security footage showed Trevor climbing onto the railing of room 509, barefoot, holding a selfie stick at full extension. Witnesses on the pool deck saw him balancing on the edge, mumbling about lighting symmetry. One guest even applauded when he shouted, "This one's for the algorithm!" Then, the algorithm won. Trevor leaned too far back, lost footing, and vanished from frame. A second camera, this one near the lobby, caught him dropping straight into a decorative palm tree 2 floors down. The branches slowed his fall just enough to trap him halfway, where he dangled for 7 minutes shouting, "I'm okay! I'm fine! Just not ideal." Firefighters arrived with a ladder while hotel guests recorded from their balconies. He was rescued safely, scratched and embarrassed. Later that night, Trevor uploaded the selfie with the caption, "Got the shot." Worth it. It reached 14,000 likes and earned him a $300 fine for reckless conduct. The palm tree is still recovering. Number 2. It was February 11th, 2023, somewhere between Jamaica and Miami. On board the Ocean Whisper, passengers sipped overpriced cocktails under string lights, the sea calm and endless. 39-year-old Brian Cooper had a theory. Cruise drinks were a scam. "I could literally fish for one," he told his roommate. He wasn't joking. Later that night, security cameras showed Brian on his balcony, lowering a makeshift fishing line, 3 shoelaces tied together, with a $10 bill taped to the end. His goal? Dangle the bait above the lower deck bar and catch a bartender's attention. Somehow it worked. A confused bartender took the money, placed a can of beer in a bucket, and hooked it to the line. Brian reeled it up, whispering, "This is genius." The genius lasted exactly 1 drink. On the second attempt, the line tangled in a ceiling fan, snapped, and triggered a security alarm. Officers arrived to find Brian explaining that it was a social experiment about capitalism. The captain's report used different words: passenger misconduct involving footwear string and stupidity. Brian was fined, banned from further onboard events, and forced to fly home early at his own expense. He posted about it later, writing, "Fishing for freedom, 1 catch, 1 ban." The post went viral. His fishing license remains valid. Number 3. It was August 7th, 2021 in Death Valley, California. The temperature was 117 degrees, the kind of heat that makes phone screens overheat just for trying. 29-year-old Jason from Oregon had been warned by rangers to stay on marked paths. He told his girlfriend he had a shortcut to a lookout point he'd found on Google Maps. 3 hours later, rangers found him dehydrated, confused, and holding a dead phone. His girlfriend had stayed on the trail, finished the hike, and called for help when she couldn't find him. When asked what happened, Jason said, "The map looked closer on my screen." Rangers confirmed it wasn't. They gave him water, shade, and a brochure titled, "How to Stay on the Trail Like Everyone Else." Number 4. It was March 3rd, 2020, in Orlando, Florida. Tourists filled the theme park gates, kids screaming, parents sweating, and one man, 34-year-old Travis, determined to outsmart the system. He'd read online that if you pretend to be on your honeymoon, you get free stuff. So he arrived wearing a tuxedo t-shirt, a bow tie, and an inflatable ring pop. When asked about his bride, he pointed to an empty stroller and said, "She's shy." Park staff smiled politely. Then Travis pushed it too far. He climbed onto the parade float to renew his vows with Mickey. Security escorted him out gently while a 5-year-old shouted, "Mom, that man's wedding is fake!" Travis left the park in full character, throwing rose petals at a trash can. He didn't get free champagne, but he did get internet fame when the video hit 2 million views under the title, "Florida Man Marries His Ego." Number 5. It was July 19th, 2022, in Honolulu, Hawaii. The morning surf was calm, and tourists lined up for paddleboard rentals along Waikiki Beach. Among them was 25-year-old Melissa from Kansas, first-time visitor, first-time paddleboarder, and, according to her Instagram bio, born to vibe. Witnesses said she spent 15 minutes arranging her GoPro before ever touching the board. When she finally did, she stood up shakily, waved to her followers, and shouted, "I'm basically a local now!" A second later, she dropped her phone into the ocean. Panicked, she dove in after it, forgetting she'd tied her ankle to the board. She yanked, twisted, screamed, and ended up face down tangled in her own selfie strap. Lifeguards reached her in under a minute. Her phone was never recovered, but her GoPro caught everything. She uploaded the clip later, calling it, "My first wipeout, 10 out of 10 content." It hit 1.3 million views in 2 days. Number 6. It was January 5th, 2023 in Aspen, Colorado. A luxury ski lodge, crisp snow, and one man from Texas convinced he didn't need lessons. His name was Chad. He rented the most expensive skis on the rack and told staff he'd played a lot of Tony Hawk as a kid. Within 10 minutes, witnesses saw him flying down a black diamond trail, yelling, "I got it!" He did not. Halfway down, he missed a turn, launched off a small jump, and landed directly in the beginner's lesson group below. 7 people fell like dominoes. Ski Patrol reported no major injuries, except for Chad's ego. He asked if they could edit out the part where I fall. They couldn't, because someone already uploaded it. Title: Texas Man Invents New Ski Move, the Avalanche. Number 7. It was April 2nd, 2022 in Los Angeles, California. The Hollywood sign gleamed under the sun as tourists hiked the dusty trails for the perfect photo. Among them, 33-year-old Sophia, visiting from New Jersey. She wanted a selfie, closer to the letters. Ignoring the fence, she climbed up a restricted slope, in sandals. Her friend filmed while shouting, "You're basically famous already!" Park rangers later reviewed footage of Sophia sliding 10 feet down, landing in cactus thorns, and yelling, "Don't post that!" Her friend did. It got 400,000 likes. Sophia got 16 cactus needles and a $150 trespassing fine. Her caption read, "Dream big." Number 8. It was September 10th, 2022 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Bourbon Street buzzed with music, neon lights, and bad decisions. At 11:43 p.m., 42-year-old Tony from Ohio decided to join a street band's drum circle. He didn't play drums. He grabbed a trash can lid and joined in anyway, yelling, "Feel the rhythm of the soul." The band leader did not feel it. He felt annoyed. Tony kept going until police arrived after noise complaints from the actual musicians. When asked why he wouldn't stop, Tony said, "I was in the zone." Officers replied, "You're in the wrong zone, sir." He was escorted out mid-solo. A tourist video titled "Man Thinks He Invented Jazz" hit 800,000 views by morning. Number 9. It was November 4th, 2021, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Inside a casino lobby, 29-year-old Courtney thought she'd found a shortcut to good luck. She saw a fountain full of coins, whispered, "Manifestation time," and climbed in barefoot to collect her blessing. Security footage showed her scooping coins into her purse while humming, "Money, money, money." She slipped, fell backward, and sent $43 in loose change flying across the marble floor. Security arrived seconds later. When they asked what she was doing, she said, "I was returning what's mine from a past life." They disagreed. Courtney was escorted out, dripping wet and jingling like a slot machine. Her TikTok caption later read, "When the universe refunds you," but not really. Number 10. It was May 16th, 2023 in Key West, Florida. Tourists filled the docks, sipping frozen cocktails and renting boats they didn't know how to drive. One of them, 31-year-old Derek from Minnesota, told the rental clerk he'd handled plenty of jet skis. Technically true, if you count video games. 15 minutes later, witnesses watched him accelerate straight into a line of anchored kayaks. He missed all of them, which would have been a win, if he hadn't immediately turned around to celebrate the victory lap. That lap ended on land, literally. Derek beached the jet ski halfway up the sand, where it stayed humming like a trapped animal. He jumped off, raised his hands, and shouted, "Still counts as docking!" It did not. He was billed $1,400 in damages and banned from watercraft rentals for a year. The video of the crash, filmed by his girlfriend, hit 2.7 million views with the caption, "Captain Derek's maiden and final voyage." Number 11. It was June 2nd, 2022, in Yellowstone National Park. The air smelled of pine and smoke, and the signs clearly read, "Do not approach wildlife." But 26-year-old Becky from Arizona wanted a picture that felt authentic. So she walked toward a bison, calmly grazing, holding out a granola bar like a peace offering. Her boyfriend whispered, "This is a bad idea." She whispered back, "It's about trust." The bison disagreed. A park ranger's report later described the encounter as short but educational. Becky dropped the granola bar, screamed, and ran faster than she had since high school track. The bison didn't chase her. It didn't have to. Her scream echoed across the entire valley. She posted the video later with the caption, "Almost made a new friend." #manifest. Number 12. It was December 29, 2021 in Aspen, Colorado. Snow fell softly, covering everything in silence, except for the sound of laughter coming from the hotel hot tub. Inside it sat 45-year-old Dave from Chicago and two strangers he'd met an hour earlier. He told them he was an experienced outdoorsman. So when one of them said, "I bet you wouldn't roll in the snow and jump back in," Dave stood up immediately. Security footage showed him sprinting across the patio barefoot, diving into the snow and screaming, "Polar bear mode!" He slipped, hit a lounge chair, and slid under a snowbank. The hotel staff had to help dig him out. When they asked if he'd learned his lesson, Dave said, "Yeah, next time I'll wear shoes." He became known online as Snow Spa Guy. The video racked up over 3 million views, mostly from people commenting, "Natural selection tried." Number 13. It was April 11th, 2023 in Miami, Florida. The spring breakers had arrived. Beach balls, speakers, bad decisions. In the middle of the chaos was 22-year-old Kyle, a college student majoring in having fun. He wanted to impress a group of girls by jumping from a hotel balcony into the pool below. It looked cinematic. It wasn't. The pool was closed and covered with a plastic tarp. Kyle hit it, bounced, and slid to the deep end like a human slip and slide. Security escorted him out while partygoers clapped and chanted USA, for reasons still unclear. Kyle's friend posted the clip with the caption, "Physics 1, Kyle 0. He gained 12,000 followers overnight, all of whom now comment, "Jump King," under every post he makes. Number 14. It was August 20th, 2021 in New York City. Times Square glowed with ads, tourists, and the sound of street performers. In the crowd, 28-year-old Laura decided to join a breakdance circle to show her moves. The DJ shouted, "Let her go," and stepped aside. Laura spun once, impressively, then twice, dangerously, and then fell flat into a nearby hot dog cart. The crowd gasped. The vendor yelled. The ketchup bottle exploded like a crime scene. Laura stood up, covered in condiments, raised her arms, and shouted, "Did I win?" The crowd cheered. The vendor didn't. She went viral as the Times Square Tornado, and she still insists she almost nailed the landing. Number 15. It was July 7th, 2022, in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. A sunny afternoon, perfect for mountain views, caramel fudge, and tourist overconfidence. 40-year-old Brian from Kentucky had one goal: take a selfie with a black bear. Locals warned him not to. He laughed and said, "It's just a big dog with better PR." Minutes later, hikers recorded him walking toward a bear cub holding out a granola bar. What Brian didn't see was the mother bear standing 20 feet behind him. Witnesses said the stare down lasted about 3 seconds, long enough for Brian to whisper, "Oh no!" and sprint downhill. He tripped, rolled, and ended up hiding behind a vending machine at the visitor center. The bears lost interest. Park rangers did not. He was fined $500 and banned for a year. When asked for a comment, Brian said, "Totally worth it for the views." He meant the video, not the mountains. It hit 2.8 million. Number 16, it was June 3rd, 2023 in Niagara Falls, New York. The mist rose high. Tourists wore plastic ponchos, and the roar of water drowned out reason. 33-year-old Tina from Florida wanted the perfect engagement reveal. Her boyfriend didn't know she planned to propose a mid-boat ride, on one knee, with her phone as a ring box. As she opened it, the wind took both the phone and the ring. They vanished into the falls like a tragic rom-com sequel. The crowd gasped. Her boyfriend blinked and then said, "So, is that a yes or a no?" Tina laughed, cried, and proposed again, this time using a bottle cap. They said yes, got drenched, and went viral under the title, "Engaged to Gravity." Number 17. It was March 29th, 2022 in San Francisco, California. Tourists gathered near the Golden Gate Bridge, snapping photos despite the wind warnings. Among them, 31-year-old Oliver from Texas, who wanted a drone shot cinematic enough for Netflix. He launched his drone illegally over the bridge. Seconds later, it hit a gust and spiraled out of control, landing on a police patrol car. Officers looked up. Oliver froze. Then, as if trying to outsmart physics, he yelled, "It's not mine!" while still holding the controller. The drone was confiscated, the footage was incredible, and the fine was $1,000. His final Instagram caption read, "At least I got the shot." He did. It's now public evidence. Number 18. It was April 17th, 2023 in Hollywood, California. The Walk of Fame glittered under the sun as tourists posed with celebrity stars. Among them was 22-year-old Jake from Utah, who told friends he wanted a photo laying next to my hero's star. He picked Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Unfortunately, he also picked the exact moment a street cleaner passed by. Jake lay flat, smiled, and was promptly sprayed with high-pressure water and soap. The crowd screamed, laughed, and filmed everything. The video hit TikTok before Jake even stood up. His comment section was flooded with, "Guess he finally got hosed by fame." Number 19. It was February 2nd, 2022 in Orlando, Florida. The amusement park had just opened its newest roller coaster, the Python's Revenge. 27-year-old Emily, terrified of rides, told her friends she was doing it for the vlog. She set her phone to record and promised not to scream. 2 seconds into the drop, she screamed so loud she triggered the park's noise sensors. The ride shut down mid-loop. Everyone was fine, except Emily, who hung upside down crying, "Delete that footage!" She didn't. It hit 6 million views with the caption, "Me pretending I like roller coasters." Number 20. It was August 12th, 2022 in New Orleans, Louisiana. The French Quarter buzzed with jazz, heat, and humidity thick enough to fry logic. 35-year-old Amanda from Michigan wanted a picture on one of the city's famous balconies. A classic shot, she said, like in the movies. So she climbed over the railing, balanced on the edge, and posed with a mimosa in one hand and her phone in the other. The photo was great until she sneezed. The mimosa went first, then the phone, then Amanda, halfway, before being saved by a tangle of Mardi Gras beads hanging from the railing below. The crowd cheered. Her caption later read, "Almost died for the vibe." Number 21. It was May 3rd, 2023 in Nashville, Tennessee. Broadway was packed, bachelorette parties, cowboy hats, and karaoke disasters waiting to happen. In the middle of it, 29-year-old Taylor decided to climb onto a mechanical bull after 3 margaritas and a speech that began with, "Watch this." She lasted 6 seconds, a personal best, before flying off and knocking over a table of nachos. The bull operator asked if she was okay. Taylor yelled, "I've been emotionally bruised before," and stood up to applause. The video now lives online, titled Yeehaw and Ow. Number 22. It was March 8, 2021, in Honolulu, Hawaii. The beach was golden, the water clear, and the tourists inventive. 37-year-old Phil from Arizona decided to propose underwater while snorkeling. He held a ring inside a small waterproof bag and gave a thumbs up to his girlfriend before diving down. 2 things happened. The ring bag slipped from his hand, and he realized he couldn't hold his breath long enough to look for it. He surfaced, gasping, yelling, "It's symbolic!" His girlfriend said yes anyway, mostly out of pity. They later found the ring washed up on shore 3 days later. Someone else had already worn it in a TikTok. Number 23. It was October 15th, 2021 in Las Vegas, Nevada. At a hotel buffet, 46-year-old Mark proudly told his family he'd outsmarted the system by wearing cargo pants. "Unlimited shrimp, unlimited storage," he said. Security stopped him minutes later after hearing suspicious rustling noises. They found 6 shrimp, 1 chicken wing, and a bread roll stuffed in his pockets. He was banned from the buffet, but offered a napkin for the effort. Mark's family now refers to him only as the Snack Mule. Number 24. It was April 27th, 2022, in Los Angeles, California. The Hollywood sign shimmered under the afternoon sun. 25-year-old Ella, visiting from Ohio, decided she could get a better view if she just climbed a bit higher. She scaled a restricted hillside, ignored warning signs, and stopped only when she slid directly into a patch of poison oak. By the time rangers reached her, she was covered in red welts and regret. Her Instagram story said, "Anything for the shot." Her next story said, "Anything for Benadryl." Number 25. It was July 2nd, 2023 in Chicago, Illinois. Millennium Park was full of tourists taking mirror selfies at the Bean. Among them was 19-year-old Ethan, who wanted a picture no one else had. So he climbed the security barrier and attempted to kiss his reflection. Security caught him mid-pucker. He claimed it was performance art. The internet called it public embarrassment. He now lives in meme history as the Bean Kisser. Number 26. It was June 18th, 2021 in Miami, Florida. A rooftop pool party pulsed with music and humidity. 24-year-old Vanessa wanted to impress her followers with a slow-motion champagne pop. She shook the bottle, turned to the camera, and shouted, "Let's make it rain!" She did, on herself, the camera, and an electrical outlet. The music cut instantly. The crowd went silent, then cheered when the lights came back on. Her caption read, "The most shocking night of my life." Number 27. It was September 9th, 2022 in San Diego, California. A group of college friends rented electric scooters to tour the boardwalk. One of them, Kyle, thought he could drift like in Fast and Furious. He accelerated, leaned too far, and slid directly into a street performer's tip jar. Change exploded everywhere. Kyle apologized by Venmo. The performer said, "Keep practicing." He did, on foot. Number 28. It was January 21st, 2023, in Denver, Colorado. Snow covered the sidewalks, and one man decided to embrace nature. 39-year-old Darren rented a snowmobile without realizing it wasn't a bumper car. He hit the gas, turned too sharply, and launched into a snowbank beside a coffee truck. He emerged holding a latte someone had thrown in shock. "Perfect temperature," he said, shivering. The clip went viral under the title, "Hot Coffee, Cold IQ." Number 29. It was May 10th, 2023, in Tampa, Florida. A beach bar, loud music, and 28-year-old Lindsay, the self-proclaimed slip and slide queen. She decided to race across the sand after a storm to prove her title. Halfway through, she slipped, flipped, and slid directly into the DJ booth. The music stopped. The crowd applauded. The DJ said, "And that's our remix." She stood up, covered in sand, bowed, and yelled, "Worth it!" The video gained 5 million views in a week. Number 30. It was August 25th, 2022, in Seattle, Washington. The famous Space Needle towered over the city as tourists took panoramic photos. Among them, 42-year-old Daniel, who leaned over the edge of the viewing deck to drop a coin, for luck. The wind caught his hat, then his sunglasses, then his dignity as he reached too far. Security grabbed him by the belt before gravity finished the job. His coin landed safely on the ground 500 feet below. He told reporters later, "I just wanted to make a wish." The staff said, "You almost granted it." Number 31. It was July 30th, 2022, in Orlando, Florida. At an alligator park, tourists crowded around the fenced pond, tossing marshmallows under the supervision of staff who said, very clearly, "Do not lean over the rail." One man leaned anyway. His name was Doug, 44, from New Jersey, who claimed he had an energy animals trust. Video shows Doug reaching out with his phone for a selfie, whispering, "Smile, buddy," seconds before his sunglasses fell into the water. Instinct took over. He reached after them. A guide grabbed his shirt just in time. The gator didn't move, while probably confused that lunch had leaned in voluntarily. Doug walked away shaken but unharmed. His sunglasses were not recovered. The park later posted a sign reading, "No selfies with Steve." He bites. Number 32. It was December 5th, 2021 in Times Square, New York City. Christmas lights flashed, crowds cheered, and one man, 51-year-old Harold from Kansas, decided to take his street performance to the next level. He brought a portable karaoke speaker dressed as Santa and began singing "New York, New York." The crowd loved it, until he tried to climb the giant red holiday ornament display for better acoustics. He made it 3 feet up before sliding down into a pile of artificial snow and breaking a light fixture. Police helped him up and told him Santa wasn't allowed to stage dive. Harold smiled and said, "Guess I slayed too hard." The officer reportedly said, "Sir, please don't." Number 33. It was August 18th, 2023, in Miami Beach, Florida. The final weekend of summer. Perfect weather for tourists and terrible conditions for judgment. 24-year-old Jenna from Illinois wanted a TikTok of herself running dramatically into the ocean. She sprinted toward the waves while her friend filmed, shouting, "Give me emotion!" What the camera didn't catch was the small sandbar just under the waterline. Jenna tripped, somersaulted, and disappeared under a splash that looked like a small explosion. She stood up seconds later, soaked, sandy, and holding one flip-flop like a trophy. Everyone clapped. Her caption later read, "I entered my mermaid era," and immediately drowned in it. The video hit 9 million views, closing the summer with one final reminder. Even on vacation, stupidity never takes a break. Vacations are supposed to be about relaxation, beaches, sunsets, and pretending life isn't chaos. But for some people, chaos is the vacation. From balcony acrobatics to buffet smuggling, these stories prove one thing. No matter how far you travel, stupidity always finds a way to check in with you. So next time you pack your bags, leave your common sense on top. It weighs nothing and might save your dignity. If you laughed, learned, or lost faith in humanity, hit subscribe, ring that little bell, and join Factoland.